are spending time with their families. A lot of people are spending time with their families. A lot of people have traveled to different places, and really sparing time for something like this is quite appreciated because it can come. I mean, we all have a whole lot that we are doing, so we don't take it for granted that you joined today's session, but I promise you it's going to be value for your time. All right, without much further ado, I'll be introducing the coach and the founder of Skills Monetization. And he is a public health professional, a trainer, and a coach with focus on branding and skills monetization. He has over a decade of professional experience and has built capacity for more than 2,000 people at grassroots level, at mid and senior management level, and for public and private sector organizations. I believe that you should be able to earn from whatever you enjoy doing and you are good at. And one of his favorite quotes is, building a legacy from your skills is the legacy. With a resounding applause, ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome Coach Abdul Kahim Adeiza Abdul Karim. Over to you, Coach. You have the floor.
Good evening, amazing moderator. Thank you very much for gracing my screen with your beautiful face and your enlightening words. Thank you very much. Good evening, fellow skillful professionals on call tonight. How are we feeling? It's the festive period. How are we feeling? Are we excited? Are we resting? Are we hyper? What's the feeling like? Let's start with you, able moderator. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I feel pumped up. I feel excited. I feel elated. I feel, above it all, grateful for 2023. It's been a beautiful year. It's been a year that came with so many opportunities. And, you know, to see this year come to an end has just been nothing short of, you know, gratitude. And I'm excited also to be here, to also be sharing with everybody what gratitude is all about and how it can take us into our next year. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Grace, so amazing. Are you on call and can you hear me? Okay, no response. Messi Lento. Good evening, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Good evening. I can hear you. Good evening.
All right. Good evening, Grace. So
I
amazing.
can't put on my camera.
Oh, right, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Can you tell us what you're most grateful for in 2023?
Okay. What I'm most grateful for? Yeah, for my energy. I sustain the strength, my energy all through the year 2023. So I'm grateful for my strength and my energy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Gratitude is a very powerful attitude. If you live with the attitude of gratitude, a lot of things come into existence with you. It's like you can conjure thoughts and bring them to reality. I'll give a short story. But before I go into that, I am most grateful for life and everything that it comes with. The pain, the joy, the challenges, the heartache, because these are opportunities for you to keep learning. There's no manual to life. There's no written manual that says that if you read this and you do this exactly, you will excel. There's no manual for heartbreak. There's no manual for losing money or losing life. These are things that happens naturally. So if you don't have the attitude of gratitude, then it's difficult for you to count your blessings. Skillstogold, an ideology that came from thoughts. It's just, how do you brand up to the point that you make money from that given skill set of yours? It's a thought. And one of the most powerful quotes that have been working for me this year is just start. As simple as it is, it's a very interesting and powerful one. In whatever you do, there are two things: starting, and the adversity quotient to keep pushing until that your start becomes something significant. So, Skillstogold started, just as Ward said, unto the air, giving energy to exist. It commenced and we've launched our first ever webinar in March 2023. And as of today, we are having the 10th webinar. To correct the moderator, the 10th webinar from March to December, that's 10 webinar. We're having the 10th webinar. We've gotten audience across over 10 countries, including speakers and guests. We've had paid sessions, paid webinars. We've launched 2 this year. We've had a lot of one-on-one coaching sessions and a lot of interactive sessions. And this is just a legacy in the making. We're just starting. We are just starting. And where did this start from? By saying and acting on that. Not just saying and hitting a pause. Saying and acting on it. Skillstogold came to life. I am grateful for that. I am grateful to the people that makes this exist. Without you as audience, this will not exist. I cannot speak to myself. That doesn't make sense. So we are here today learning, trying to grow and evolve. If you don't reflect on your journey, it's difficult to craft a map towards the next thing. So ask yourself, what are you grateful for? What's that thing that you want to bring into existence? You wanted to bring into existence in 2023, and some way, somehow, it hasn't happened yet. If you know what this is and you can reflect and ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? You can chart a roadmap onto the next best thing. That you will see and you call a success. Success happens with a start. If you don't start, there's no finishing, there's no continuation, there's no adversity, because there was never anything to grow. What are you grateful for? I am grateful for life. I am grateful for love. I am grateful to family. I am grateful to friends. I am grateful for growth. And I am grateful for the opportunity to be able to envision what I want 2024 to be for me. And I want to share this feeling with all of us. For I wish us a happy Xmas, Merry Xmas, and a happy New Year come 2024. So thank you very much, able moderator. I yield the mic back to you as I'm ready to learn from our goal-setting master. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Abdulkarim, for that opening charge. I like what you said. This Skillstogold platform started from just a method, but look at what it has become today. I also like what you said about the greatest challenge of every venture is about starting. Starting is the most difficult part. And, you know, some people are having what is called analysis paralysis. By the time they analyze how to start, what they have, what their capabilities are, who will be interested in buying what they're offering, after all the analysis, they feel paralyzed and they remain stuck. They never get to start that venture. But starting is good. While you start, know that there will be challenges. You need to develop your adversity quotient to stay consistent and amid the challenges and the adversity that comes, being able to weather the storm and keep going. And I thank you for providing that platform to as many people as needed it to continue to see the purpose, the value, the vision in what they are doing, stayed consistent, and were able to record results in 2023. Thank you for that. Now we are going to the next session on goal setting, a pathway to fulfilling 2024. And who will be taking us on that session is someone that I truly admire and respect. He's an award-winning speaker, an executive and life coach. He is on a mission to equip individuals to peak performance and improve personal effectiveness using evidence-based life coaching methodologies and tools. He is the co-founder of Pacesetters Leadership Network and the author of the book titled Peak Performance Capsules. That's quite interesting. With a rousing round of applause, join me to welcome to the virtual lectern, Dr. Wenga Ashaolu. Over to you, sir. So good to see you.
Thank you so much for that generous introduction. I so much appreciate you, ma'am. Thank you for eloquently introducing me and bringing me to stage. I kind of feel this is a setup. The organizer, my very good friend, Abdul Karim Adeiza, using my Oga to be the moderator of today's event, and then having these good things to say about me. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone on the call. I can see a lot of people on the call. People I respect so much. People of high pedigree. And I think what I've been called to do is just to midwife a conversation, because I know obviously all these powerful coaches, these champions, these powerful guys are not here to learn from me, except I share with them part of my story and things that have worked for me. So thank you so much. So today we are going to be talking about goal setting. But before I delve into that conversation, I have a quick poll I want to do. Adeiza, thank you for this opportunity to lead this conversation for the next 20 minutes. So for the 24 persons that we have on the call, let's say we have admin and we have 20 people. So if you have a goal for 2023, if you have a goal 2023, but you didn't write it down, but you have a goal for 2023, or you have goals for 2023, please type 1. So if you have a goal and you wrote it down somewhere, your goal for 2023, you had a goal and you wrote it down somewhere, please type 2. Then if you didn't have a goal for 2023, type 3. So you had a goal, you didn't write it down, type 1. You had a goal and you wrote it down, type 2. If you did not have a goal, it's not a crime not to have a goal. People have reasons for not having goals. So type 3. I can see 1s, I can see 2s. I'm looking for 3. All right. Okay. No. I'm not asking for 2024. I'm asking for 2023. That we're behind 2023 in the next 2-3 days. So for this year, did you have a goal? 1, you had a goal and you wrote it down. 2, you didn't have a goal. 3. Excellent. So I think majority of us have a goal. Some of us have a goal and we wrote it down. So, and that is why we are going to be discussing about goal setting and how to actually do it properly. Next slide, please. Excellent. So let me do a caveat for the title of my conversation that I titled 7 Commandments. So I think I'm very famous for coming up with commandments. Most of the time I've been doing 10 commandments. So apologies to people that are not they're non-Christian friends of mine. They know I'm very liberal, so I'm not trying to enforce anything. So, but I just like to make my speech memorable. So I remember when I wrote my first book in 2011, August 2011, I titled the book Peak Performance Capsules. And I used a speech that I titled The 10 Commandments of Academic Excellence to elevate and promote this book. I went to 10 secondary schools in Elisha in Osun State, and I delivered this speech on 10 Commandments of Academic Excellence. 2011 to now, that's about 12 years, going to 13 years. So most of the kids are actually university graduates now, because in the secondary school, we focused only on SS2 and SS3 pupils. Those are the people that I spoke to on 10 Commandments of Academic Excellence. Most of them have their lives changed. I remember a couple of them who listened to these 10 Commandments of Academic Excellence, and then something shifted in them, and then they are doing very fine. They are graduated with honors. So I have a feeling that by the time I'm done with these 7 commandments, somebody's life, career, business will take a shift, and then you do something better. So in 2008, that was the first time I learned about the heart of goal setting. I bought this book at that time, 1,350. I have the hard copy. I'm eyeballing it right now. And I read the book by Brian Tracy on goals. Since that time, since 2008, I've been setting goals. I've not turned back from setting goals. But one thing that struck me from the book was that the way it started, it said success is goals and every other thing is commentary. So in essence, the summary of success is actually the achievement of goals. So if you have your goal, you're on the path to success. If you don't have a goal, it's just like you watching a football match and then you don't, there's no goal post. It will be boring. That won't be something for you to measure with. So, and I also have some friends from the Quantum School of Business on this call. They are my colleagues. Some of them had reached out to me, and I said I was going to talk a bit about my executive MBA journey. I got a full scholarship sometimes late last year for an executive MBA in Quantum School of Business. And I told myself that beyond the knowledge that I'm going to gain, that I want to make honors. Please, next slide. Next slide. Excellent. So one of my goals for 2023, and listen to me the way I wrote the goal. I said, I completed my executive MBA program with honors, 99% by 16th December 2023. That was how I actually couched my goal. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to brag and to let you know that I actually came out with honors. Even though I didn't meet the 99% target I set for myself, I met 98.2% when I requested for my transcript 2 days ago. So I'm going to be telling you how with goal setting. I had 10 goals for 2023. I scored all my goals for 2023, and I'm going to be sharing with you the things I did that made me to be able to achieve this goal. This is not the first time I'm achieving my goals. I've been setting goals, and I think I've been able to master the art of goal setting because I've been doing it for quite a while, since 2008. And that is why I'm going to be delving into, but before I go there, let us talk about the 6 reasons why it is important for us to set goals, why we need to set goals. Next slide. So in case you're on this call and then you are still thinking, why should I set goal? Why is it important? So there are 6 things that I've learned from Brian Tracy, why we need to set goals. The first one is that when you have a goal, you are focused. So I knew that part of the thing I was going to do in 2023 was to study my EMBA materials and then to score some grades before I can be a part. Before you can be a part of before you can graduate with honors, you need to be ranked as part of the top 10%. So for my cohort, there were about 204 candidates for the MBA program, and then I needed to be part of the first 20. So for me to get honors, I need to rank the first 20. So I had that focus. So without personal goals and professional goals, your efforts can be somewhat disjointed or not focused. You can even lose sight. So if you have goals, you will have focus. The second thing is that you'll be able to measure your progress. So for example, I did maybe 15 courses. By the time I was done with my first course, okay, great. I knew what I scored. Maybe I scored 100% or 99%. I knew in my heart of hearts that I'm on track. So it is when you have a goal that you are going to be able to measure your progress. Either you're on track or you are off track. The third thing is that when you have a goal, you are always motivated. There's something that is always pushing you. For example, this year, I told myself that I was going to deliver not less than 20 speeches. I belong to a public speaking and leadership community, Toastmasters International. I had this goal at the beginning of the year. I would deliver not less than 20 speeches. So when I'm going to any meeting, I'm going prepared, because even if I'm not speaking that day, I have a speech in case I'm called upon to speak. I look for opportunities for meetings so that I can speak. So when people see me, they like the kind of energy I exude. Why? Because there's a goal I'm pursuing. So I'm always motivated to achieve the goal. So I've discovered that one of the things that actually make me positive is when I achieve or score my goals. The fourth thing is that it helps you to beat procrastination. Because I have a deadline in my goal, I can't afford to postpone. So if I'm to do a particular stuff, for example, for the MBA program, there are timelines. If you don't submit your assignment before or do your exam by some timelines, you will not be on the honors list. And because I want to be on the honors list, I need to stretch myself to ensure that I complete my assignments when I'm supposed to complete them. For example, my goal was to have completed my entire stuff by 16th of December, whereas our graduation date was 26th. So I have a deadline that was even 10 days before the graduation deadline. So I can't afford to procrastinate because I have a goal that I'm pursuing in mind. Then also, when you have a goal, you're able to achieve more. When you set a goal and you reach the goal, there is that confidence in you to set a higher and a tougher goal, because you like the taste of victory. So you want to actually have that taste of victory again and again. I've already set my 2024 goals. I don't have a choice because I loved what I accomplished in 2023. So I've set other bigger goals that I want to achieve in 2024. Also, when you have a goal setting helps you to determine what you really want in life. The heart of goal setting forces you to ruminate and contemplate. What is it that you truly want out of life? Do you want purpose, fulfillment, excellence, impact? So that is what goal settings does to you. So I move into the meat or the core of the message, which is the 7 commandments. So I asked a question at the beginning. If you had a goal and you didn't write it down, that you should say 1. You should type 1. If you have a goal and you wrote it down somewhere, you should type 2. If you do not have a goal at all, that you should type 3. Let's go to the first commandment. So the first commandment of goal setting is the first one. No, go back to the first one. The first one, write it down. So that's the first one. The first one after the 6th commandment, the 6th reason for setting goal. No, you go back. So excellent. So the first one, yeah, is after this picture. Thank you. So your first commandment is that you need to write down your goals. let me tell you something. Any goal that you did not write down is not a goal. It has not met the definition of a goal. Any goals not written down is a mere wish. So those people that answered 1, that was not a goal. That was just a wish you had in your mind. A research from Harvard said only 3% of adults have their goals written down. And then majority actually work for this 3% of people that have their goals written down. So you must write down your goals. I can tell you categorically and confidently that since 2008, I have always written down my goal. I will now type it and I will paste it somewhere that can remind me every day. I put it in such a way that I always paste it where I dress up in the morning. So that as I'm dressing up for work, or as I'm dressing up to go out, I'm being reminded of my goal for the year. I'm not going to go into the semantics of long-term goal, mid-term goal, or short-term goal. I have a very short time, but I'm going to be telling us how we can make 2024 to be fulfilling. Let us start first with an annual goal. So have a goal, not just in your mind, which is a wish. You need to write down your goals. When you write down your goals, you are making your goal to come to reality for the very first time. Because the first time where it existed was in your mind, but by the time you are writing it down, you are bringing it from the realms of the invincible to the realms of the visible. So I want somebody to type it. I know you can see it. Write down your goals. Let's see that in the chat box. Write down your goals. Is it coming up? Write down your goals. Excellent. I need 4 people to type it down. Excellent. Great, 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 great. I can see it. So in case you have your goal for 2024 and you have not written it down, after this call, I implore you to go and write down your goals. When I write down my goals, I make sure that my goals cut across. So I set goals for my health. I set goals for my physical well-being. I set goals for my finances. I set goals for my personal development. So for example, this year, I said I was going to read 3 books. And I read those 3 books. I told myself I was going to save a particular amount of money. I ended up saving the money. Because I knew I had the savings goal, I needed to look for opportunities to save. Because I've tried it previously. When I put it in some bank accounts, I would be tempted to go and bring it out. But this year, I decided to do a mutual fund. And then there's an amount every month that I set apart. And by the time I got my statement today, I've met my annual goal. So your goal needs to cut across your career, your personal development, your health, your finances, every area. One of my goals for this year was for me to earn a particular amount of money. And I knew that if I'm in my present job in 2023, I will not be able to meet up with that goal. So in a way, that means I need to change my job or have a side hustle. So I'm not surprised that I'm not ending 2023 with the same job I started in 2023. Why? Because I had a financial goal that I needed to meet. And that actually prompted me to look for another job that can actually meet that financial goal. And voila, I met that goal. So the first step is for you to write down your goal. You know, there's something I always tell people, that life is a self-fulfilling prophecy. What you see is what you get. Who you see is who you become. So your goals must be in writing. They must be very clear. They must be specific. They must be detailed. And they must be measurable. And that takes us to the second commandment of goal setting. The first one is to write down your goal. The second one is for you to make sure that your goals are SMART. SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. And I'm going to be taking you back to the goal I set for myself for the executive MBA. So listen very well. I said I wanted to complete that by December 16, 2023, that I will have completed my executive MBA program with honors, score a 99%. So ladies and gentlemen, my goal number 2 was specific to executive MBA program. How can I measure it? What will my score be? With what? With honors. So I was targeting 99%. And then I developed a tracker to help me know what I'm scoring in every of the tests, which we call smart cases, in every of the projects, and in every of the courses that we write the exams. So I was able to track because this is measurable. You can see if I'm on track to 99% or not. Is it achievable? Yes, it's achievable because by the time I entered 2023, I had an admission into the executive MBA program. So I knew that I will not have any constraints. My destiny is in my hand because I already have the admission. Is it relevant? Yes, it's relevant because I'm taking this course already. Is it timely? Yes, it's timely because the program is meant to end by 26th of December, but my goal says I needed to complete everything by 16th of December 2023. And the result is evidence for everyone on this call and even outside of this call to see. So the first one is write down your goals. The second one is to ensure that your goal is specific, is measurable, is achievable, is relevant, is timely. You remember that I did not, or you noticed I did not say to graduate from my MBA program. No, because if I graduate in the next 4 years, that means I still graduate. But I was specific on the dates. I wanted to complete all requirements and graduate. I was specific on the kind of result I wanted to get. I was specific on the kind of things I need to do. So your goal needs to be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. The third commandment is just taking from the last point in commandment number 2. Your goals must have a deadline. Let's go there. Excellent. So just like we can also define goals as a dream with a deadline. So your goals need to have a deadline. You know, there's a way. Have you ever wondered that when they give you an assignment or you have a deliverable, you might not be able to do it as fast as possible until the deadline is approaching. If you have felt that hard before, that you're able to do what you couldn't do in a long time, but you're able to complete it just some hours before the deadline. Say hi in the chat box. I want to know if someone have actually felt that particular emotion, that just few hours of deadline, you're able to complete that particular assignment, no matter how tough and how hard it was. Okay, I've experienced this several times. So that's why you need to actually do it by yourself. When you are setting your goals, put a deadline. Because when you put a deadline, that's when you'll be able to know by yourself if you are on track and if you are doing well. So I always believe that there are no unreasonable goals, only unreasonable deadline. So for example now, if I told myself that I was going to finish my MBA program in June 2023, well, June 2023, even if I completed the courses, the exams will not be available for me to do unless it's according to the different schedule. So, you know, there's a schedule for the program. So maybe you do like a course every 1 month, or you do like a course every 3 weeks. So it's not possible for me to finish the program in 6 months. That's an unreasonable deadline. But I get myself a deadline that was just 10 days to the graduation date, which actually aligns with the schedule of the schedule of the program. So for example, I told myself that by 30th of October, that will have achieved a particular financial goal. And do you know that I resumed a new job on the 7th of October, 2023? Why? Because it's in alignment with my goal. So what I had to do, I will tell you when we get to the action point. The next one, let's go. So there is also a psychology that is attached to goal setting. So the psychology is that we always encourage you that whenever you are setting a goal, ensure that your goal is positive, present tense, and in first person. Let your goal be personal to you. So when I'm setting my goal, I use the words like I, which I also always follow with an action verb. So I completed. So when you're setting your goal, ensure that you personalize goals to yourself. Ensure that your goal is positive. Ensure that your goal is as if you have achieved the goal. So for example, when I was setting a goal for a particular amount of money I wanted to earn, so I said, I earn a particular amount of money, so. So if you are here and you want to get a new car for yourself, maybe the way you couch it, that will actually follow this principle and this commandment of positive, personal, present tense. So if your goal is to get a new car, what you will say is that I drive a Mercedes-Benz G-Class, so, by so dates in so place. So you need to be mindful of the words, because couch it in such a way that when you are looking at it every day, when you are reading it, let the wordings of your goal inspire you. Let it be able to inspire you and inspire something inside of you. Then let's go to the next goal. This one is where the hard work is, the next commandment. Yeah, the next commandment. That is where the hard work is. It is a bit word, and it's the hard work. So I would encourage everyone on this call to get a notebook or a notepad. I have my notepads with me. So let me show you my notepad I always use. Okay. Okay, it's not showing. Great. So I always have a notepad. So what you do with the notepad is that you need to discipline yourself to write your goals every day without reviewing the original list until you become convinced that you can achieve this goal. So for example, I told you that my goal number 2 is to graduate from an MBA with honors. My first goal is a spiritual goal. My second goal, that is my second goal. My third goal is to achieve a particular amount of financial status, which I got by changing my job. So you need to internalize your goals by writing it down at least the first 1 month of the year, every singular day. When you wake up in the morning, after your meditation, try and rewrite those goals without looking at the original list that you pasted. By the time you do it for 4 days, you will find out that your goals will be rearranged. The most important ones will be the one that will come to your mind. And before you know it, after like 7 days, you begin to write them in a particular order. Before you know it, you will have internalized your 10 or your 7 or your 5 goals for that particular year. So everybody, one thing I want you also to do as an action point from this call is to have a notepad, a booklet, where you can rewrite your goals every day, right from January 1st to at least January 30. By the time you do it for 30 days, you will have internalized. Someone said, if you want to build a new habit, what you do with a new habit, once you've done something for 21 days, that stuff will register with you and will become a lifelong habit. 21 days is enough for you to form a new habit. So learn to write your goals and ensure you do it every singular day in January 2024 by writing all your goals without reviewing the original list. If you forget any of the goals, you are permitted to go to your master list, maybe the first 3-4 days. But I think after the first 4 days, you don't need to revisit the goal. The next, the 6th commandment with this, okay, you need to have an action plan for achieving your goals. So let me be practical here. So what I did, for example, I knew that I needed to achieve a particular financial goal in 2023. I asked myself, how can I do it if I change my job? So how can I change my job? I told myself, that means I need to apply. And then I told myself, then I need to apply for the kind of job I want, at least 4 job applications every week. By the time I was done in January, I already applied for 16 jobs. And I maintained the tempo of applying for at least 4 jobs by the time we got to June, I'd already taken 1 or 2 interviews. And by the time we entered July, I already had a new offer that looked like the dream job that I wanted. By the time we entered October, I'd already secured or resumed in the new job. Another thing I did for Action Point was to get a list of all the courses I was going to take in my MBA. And then I looked at the courses and I gave myself my target score. I have a tracker. And I listed all the courses. There were 9 major courses we were going to do. And then we were required to do 3 specialization courses. And then I gave myself my proposed score. That my proposed score, I made sure that the average percentage landed in 99%, which I needed to be a part of the top 10% of students. And by the time I was done the first course, I imputed my actual with my expected. By the time I was done with the second one, I imputed my actual score with my expected. And I was able to track, how am I doing? Am I on course? So that is the action point, the action plan that you need to have. I told you about what I did as an action point for my EMBA program. And I'm telling you what I've done to achieve the financial status by changing a job, of how I needed to apply for multiple opportunities every month until I did interviews in May, in June, until I secured the job in July, until I landed a new job and resumed in October. So you need to have an action point. You need to have an action plan. So one of the action points I've been able to gather from this call is that if you have not been writing your goal before, please try and write your goals down. Then don't just write your goals down. Ensure that you rewrite your goal on a daily basis. Before I move to the last part of the goal, of the commandment, I need somebody on the chat box to remind me, what are the first six commandments that I've mentioned? What are the first 6 commandments? I want to know if people are following me or I'm on a stroll. So what was the first commandment? What's the second commandment? So whichever one remember, please put the right label on it. So write down your goal is the first one. Excellent. Thank you, Fatima. Fatima was my colleague years back. She's now a big boss now. Excellent. I have my big boss here, Abu Said Buhari. Welcome. Thank you. Excellent. My madam at the top said, make it smart. That's commandment number 2. Let's go. Commandment number 3 by Beams. The goals must have deadline. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, Beam. Thank you. For Ayokule, goal number, okay, I'm looking for goal number 4. What is goal number 4? So goal number 5 is to rewrite your goal daily. Goal number 5 is to rewrite your goal daily. That was when I asked us to get, I asked us that we should ensure that we get a notepad that will help us to, okay, goal number 4. Thank you so much. That your goal needs to be positive, personalized, and in present tense. Excellent. Thank you so much. I see a lot of people actually taking, they're taking notes. So the last but not the least of the commandment for goal setting is actually one of the most important part of it, is that you need to visualize achieving your goals. Visualization is the most powerful faculty that God has given human being. So you need to see your goal achieved in your mind. So, but when you're writing it, ensure that your goal is clear, is exciting, that your goal is something that will inspire you and will make you to be very enthusiastic. So then imagine yourself that how will it feel when you achieve this your goal? I actually savour the moments that I would say that I graduated with honors in my MBA program. I'm not trying to be braggadocious, but when you exude that, there's a way it works on your brand, and there's a way it works on your personal perception. So I'd always imagine and envision it. So any goal that you have written for yourself, I want you to visualize achievement of a goal. I want you to emotionalize your goal. I want you to be positive about your goal. I want you to desire the achievement of that goal, because when you achieve your goal, it is not about the achievement of that goal. It is actually about the person you become in the process of achieving that goal. Don't forget that I said that life is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Nobody that can make it happen for you. You are the one that will make it happen for yourself. And the first point for you to bring in your goal from the invisible realm to the visible realm is for you to write it down, develop an action plan, ensure that you pursue your goal and remain focused. I think that will make the end of this conversation, because I know that will be question and answer. Thank you for having me. I know I've been a very boring speaker, but I think I've been able to pass across the message, and people have gained one or two things from this conversation. Let me hand over to the moderator. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening, for not hanging up on me. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, our eloquent and inspirational, yet boring speaker. I was super bored by your presentation. Of course, no, thank you very much for the very insightful session. So there are a few questions in the chat box. While I ask the questions that were put in the chat box, if you have questions, please do raise up your hand. And our facilitator would take it. Ayokunle asked, if you put a picture on your dream school at your study where you see it every day to remind you that you would soon go to that school without a time frame, is that a goal or a wish toward, or a wish, though is not time bound? So over to you, facilitator.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ayokule, for that wonderful question. So while I was in JS3, I did a drawing, and I said, I am proud to be in Great Ife. That was when I was in JS3. Eventually, you know, for you to enter the university, you need to have finished your SS3, do your WAEC, do your JAMB if you're in Nigeria. Eventually, I landed myself and I got admission into Obafemi Awolowo University for my first and my second degree. So, but the first time I pasted it somewhere, it was while I was still in JS3. That was, so like I mentioned, I wasn't going to go into some deeper concept of goal setting. We have different type of goal. We have the long-term goal, we have the short-term goal, and we have the mid-term goal. So, but every goal is advisable for your goal to have a deadline. So when I did that, while I was in JS3, I knew that when it was time for me to go to the university, I was going to attend Great Ife. I didn't get admission any other place. I got admission in Great Ife. But that was about 4 or 5 years after the first time I did it. So that could be a long-term goal. And that actually is best described as a dream. But you can actually take it a notch further by putting a timeline. Putting that timeline will actually help you to look for every avenue. When you want to go to school, you don't need to pay for it. I knew in my mind that one day I was going to do an MBA, but I never knew where I was going to do the MBA and how I was going to do the MBA. I did this MBA when I completed my doctorate. I completed a doctorate last year, June. And I asked myself, what next? And somebody mentioned the MBA to me. And then eventually I subscribed to it. So in a nutshell, your dream school is good. You can turn it from a dream school to your goal school by putting a deadline. you can make it a short-term goal or a mid-term goal or a long-term goal. I know someone who wanted to attend Harvard University. The person completed the entire degree, and the person was able to do a mid-career program when the person was in his 50s, and he was on a full scholarship for a mid-career MPA program. So, but you can actually do better than what you're doing by turning that goal, that dream into a goal by putting a timeline. If you are not sure of what time you want to put, you can put a range of time. You can be between 2020, 2025 and 2030, depending on your goal or your personal schedule. So it's a dream, but you can turn it to a goal by putting a deadline to it. That's how I'm going to reply. And then using my own personal experience of how I landed in OAU when I'd already dreamt of this and put it somewhere since when I was in JS3.
All right, thank you very much, facilitator. And then someone said, I'm trying to get Sean Oluwole's question. I think it had to do with clarifying the T. Okay, he said, if a goal is SMART, it means that it has a deadline. The T in SMART means time bound. I think he was a little bit confused with the T and the third point of having a deadline. So if T is SMART means time bound, and commandment number 3 is have a deadline, is it the same thing? Is it redundant? Or is there any difference between both?
All right, so there's no difference between both. So that third commandment was meant to be an emphasis of, the second point. The second commandment is so broad. It has 5 things in it. But I wanted us to understand that time bound is very important. So your goal must have a deadline. And then let me also let you know that also your goals can have sub-deadlines. So because let me tell you, there are some goals I set for myself in 2022. I couldn't achieve it. So I needed to reverse my deadline. I revised this and I brought it to 2023. So those are some of the things that can happen. But that deadline was meant to be an emphasis on the 5th quality that made the commandment number 2.
Okay, thank you very much. Before we take the last question in the chat box, please, there is an evaluation form in the chat box. I put it there, you see it. Please click on it and provide a feedback on how this session went. Feedback is good for us to improve on whatever we are doing. So if there is any comments you have, any way you think this can be improved upon, or if your expectation was met or exceeded, please take out time to fill the evaluation form. It's in the chat box. Just click on the link and do that very quickly. Finally, a question from Fatima Olajuwon said, what if one of my goals is to work at a particular organization and I have all the necessary skills and qualifications, but the organization doesn't have an opening even after the deadline I set? How do I go about it?
All right, thank you so much, Fatima. So let me use my experience. So where I currently work now, I wanted to work in this organization since 2012. I was qualified to work in this organization since 2012. I had all the requisites. In fact, I remember a particular job opportunity that I printed out in this particular organization in 2012. It was a 5-page job description. And then every time I would read it, I applied for that position, but I knew they might not offer me that time. Then the next time I applied to this same organization was in 2019. 2019, I didn't get it, but I got it into another organization that had equal status. In 2023, I landed in this organization. So I told you that different kind of goals. We have the short-term goal, the long-term goal, and then the mid-term goal. But let me tell you that if you have a goal for 2023 and you do not achieve it, you don't need to give up. All you need to do is to revise your goal and put it in 2024 and continue to pursue it. So I don't know the best way I can respond to you, but I think I've used my own experience. So if there's somewhere you want to work that you have dreamed, that you are setting as goal, but they don't have a position for you now, all you need to do is look for an organization that has a position for you. Don't be idle, because one day that position will open up and you will be a best fit for that position. That would be my encouragement. So one of the things I also do is to ensure that I track my progress and suitability for some position that I've eyed for a long time. So this position that I once applied to in 2019, they didn't give me. Someone got the position, someone moved ahead, and the position was re-advertised in 2023, and I applied for it and I got it. I hope I've been able to answer your question. Don't give up, revise your goal, put it in your next annual goal, and continue to pursue it.
Right. Thank you very much, our facilitator, for doing justice to all the questions and to today's theme, which is gratitude and goal setting. I have learned a lot listening to you. And I would end with, or I'll just give this quote by Tenzin Gyatso. He said, once a positive goal is chosen, you should decide to pursue it all the way to the end. Even if it is not realized, at least there will be no regrets. And that is where gratitude comes in. It's not every single goal you set that you achieve, but even if you don't achieve it, remain grateful and keep going. As long as there is life, there will be hope. And success is a continuum. It is not a destination. It's a continuous process. On that note, I will invite back the founder of Skillstogold, Toastmaster Abdul Karim, to give his closing remarks. Over to you, facilitator and coach Abdul Karim.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, our amazing facilitator for tonight, and our amazing moderator who happens to be my mentor. So our facilitator is not just you. I think the setup also captured me. So you're not alone on that. Thank you very much for staying with us. If we don't take anything from this tonight, we should take the fact that goal setting is an important factor if we want to grow. If you don't set goals, it's difficult for you to classify and measure your goals. So set goals. In 2024, December next year, God willing, I pray to the Almighty, we all see that day in good faith, good health, wealth, and status. In 2024, you should be able to reflect back on this and say, oh, that goal setting masterclass, I tried it and I've actually achieved goals. Goal doesn't end. There's no, I set 2 goals, so let me end here. You can set as many goals as possible. As little as tomorrow, I want to finalize this project. Tomorrow, I want to clean my house. Tomorrow, I want to go out and visit that girl that I've always been eyeing from afar. Tomorrow, I must talk to this man and tell him that I need this job. It can be as minor as that. It can be as major as I want to change the world. I want to be the president of this nation. It starts with a thought. That thought that is there, it's here. Give it wings. Let it fly out. Let it soar. As our facilitator said tonight, a roadmap was given in setting your goals. So ensure you don't take this nugget and drop it somewhere. Utilize it. This is not the usual inspire to perspire to aspire. No. Inspire to be more. This is about your own upliftment. Where do you see yourself? Who do you want to be? What do you want out of life? Endeavor to prioritize yourself. Pick yourself, set goals, and go pursuing them. Skillstogold is life. We are changing lives. We are an enigma of movements. And yes, our changes are unraveling bit by bit. We've done a lot this year. I am totally grateful for that. And next year, we have a lot more to achieve. I hope to see you at the top. And please, Do evaluate us, for that's how we grow. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful night rest if you're joining in from this part of the world. And if you are a bit behind or ahead of our time zone, do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful night rest. Our moderator, if we can unmute, let's unmute so we have a gallery view, and we'll take a screenshot of everybody on call. Show your video, unmute, say hello. If you've not said anything, let's hear from you. Let's see your face. Let's take that picture. Okay, we have a few. Hello, sir. Good evening. Nice to have you.
Good evening, the amazing Toastmaster brother.
Hello.
I enjoyed myself. Thanks to all of you, including the awesome Dr. Ashaolu. Congratulations, excellent delivery. And I can't agree with you more. We all can do better with goal setting. And it's a wonderful time to have this session. Thank you for all that you did and how you guided us through every step. And the personal examples that you gave really knocked us home. Thank you. We look forward to having you again soon, maybe in the first quarter, so that you can charge us on and be sure we're still on our track. Thank you.
So who haven't said anything? Let's hear more voices.
Okay,
I mean, I can see a lot of beautiful faces. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Good evening. Yes. Thank you, Adeiza. Nice meeting you. I'm also from Okene. I can see from your name. I'm actually joining from Saudi Arabia. I reached out to Dr. Benga yesterday, and he shared the link with me. And I think I don't have any reason to regret it. Well, I've known Dr. Benga for over 20 years or thereabout, so I'm not surprised with the quality of delivery and the depth and the practicality. He's somebody who has always been pragmatic, practical about life, and always wanting to get to the next level. So we are glad to have him deliver this evening, and it's been a great and wonderful session. I have learned a lot, and definitely we'll also put some of those things in use in 2024. So I hope to continue to be part of this kind of sessions going forward, hopefully, so long as I keep getting the link. Thank you very much. There is a Priscilla, right? Or the moderator? I've forgotten her name. Yeah, okay. She also did a very great job. And then finally, thank you to Dr. Benga. And I also want to congratulate everybody that was able to stay till the end of this session, other participants. Thank you. Bye-bye from Saudi Arabia.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Please feel free to click on the link shared on the chat box. It will take you to an evaluation form. If you feel that you see a space where you see a link that you click to give us the go ahead to add you to our platform, that way you're always updated as to what we're doing and what is next. So thank you very much. I see beautiful faces. Let's interact. Let's mingle. Say something if you've not said anything already. Okay. Yes.
Hello,
Zainab.
everyone.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. It was a great session. I sincerely apologize. I have loads of kids here, so you'd be hearing a lot of their voices. But it was a great session. I took away so much. I completely believe in goal setting because from the moment I started doing it in my life, a lot of things changed. I was able to achieve a lot more. And then I realized what he said about visualizing your goal. I actually did that. And the year that I was very intentional about it, I literally, everything I wrote down on my list, I was able to achieve and even more. So I believe that goal setting is something that everyone should engage in, and they should do it intentionally. It really does make a difference in your life. Thank you so much for this session. I really took away so much.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you for that charge to action. Let's set goals and let's push in achieving them. So Buki, thank you very much for joining in all the way from, please unmute. Let's hear from you. Unmute, let's interact. Let's keep talking, interact.
Hello everyone.
Hello, good
I'm happy
evening.
to be here. I kind of time in, so I have only just joined. I'm sure it was an amazing session. Keep doing what you're doing. The sky is not even the beginning. I just want to advise also that we work more on our audience sourcing and make it more targeted also, because I believe there are many more people that can benefit from what you do here. All right, wishing you all the best and see you all in 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I wish you a happy new year in advance. Yes, evaluation is the food for champion, and we learn as we are evaluated. We learn to do more, we learn to do better. So thank you very much for that feedback. It is well taken. Thank you very much. So please still feel free to unmute and say something if you've not already done so. It's good to have you on call. Let's interact. Let's learn from you. And yes, we are at the end of the webinar. It's just an interactive session. If you want to drop off at this moment, feel free to drop off. So interact. Let's unmute. Let's meet you. I've not heard from Ntangese Akpan. Can you say hello to us if you're still there? Okay.
Hello, colleagues.
Hello. Please go ahead, sir.
I just want to say a big thank you to the facilitators and the moderator. This is more or less like a wake-up call. So I've been setting goals, but I noticed along the line, once I achieve some goals, I tend not to follow up to the end. So I'm grateful for this, and this is a wake-up call to always put in more efforts and see my goals all through to the end. I also want to say hello to Famsaji. Famsaji is Samuel. Abdul, well done as well. Great job.
Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As Brian Tracy said, okay. So we are connecting people all the way from Abuja to Canada. Famsoji is my boss in Abuja, and we've worked together for a while. Then she moved, and now we are reconnecting. Samuel is also a colleague from work. So nice to have you on call tonight. Thank you. Please go ahead, Ntangese Akpan. Apologies if I murdered your name. Please unmute and go ahead.
Yeah, good evening.
Evening.
Yeah, it's fine. You actually had it. My name is Ntangese Felix, and I'm connecting. Yeah, I'm connecting from Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. It's actually a great opportunity to connect. At least my capacity has really been built, and all thanks to Dr. Benga, who actually shared the link with me, and I was able to join. So I really appreciate him. He's actually my mentor and my boss, and I must say this evening has already transformed my 2024. Yeah, and with what I've gotten this evening, I can't be late in 2024. So I really appreciate the organizers of this session, and I really want to be a part of this community because I can see growth here. I can see a greater future from here too. So once again, thank you so much, and I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ntangese Akpan, for joining in. Please feel free to fill that evaluation form. You see a place where we asked if you would like to stay connected with the community. You should let us know. So do that and we'll be in touch. Thank you very much for joining in tonight. Okay, who else wants to say something before we call tonight a close? I mean, we have mentors, coaches on call. You might just say something and somebody picks it up from there. And who knows? You just might hit the jackpot. Say something. Unmute and say hello. Say something. Speak. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. I got that right, right? Okay, so I see Zachariah, Esther, we've not heard from you. Albert, Udo, we've not heard from you. Ibrahim, we've not heard from you. And Kemi Ashaolu. Is that who I think it is? So please unmute and say something.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, my name is Albert Udo. Permit me to speak off camera because of where I am.
Please go ahead.
Am I being heard?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, though I joined a bit late, I think it was a great session for what I gathered, the comments that I had. Goal setting is the right thing to do. It's making your life intentional, not living by chance, but being deliberate in living. That's what goal setting is all about. The Bible talks about redeeming your days. So when you set goal, you are actually ordering your steps and ordering your life. It's a great thing to do, and I want to be joining this so that I can learn more. The impact is huge. I want to appreciate you and my mentor, Dr. Benga, for this wonderful session and all of that. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much for joining in, sir. And with this, except we